Hi guys, joining me for a new little video here. I had heard this rumor about the World Economic Forum actually coming out and stating that the 2020 lockdowns were actually an experiment, and here it is. So I decided to go to their website and actually read it straight from the horse's mouth regarding the 2020 lockdowns. And they're telling you everything. So the lockdown is the world's biggest psychological experiment, and they will pay the price for it. So with some 2.6 billion people around the world in some kind of lockdown, we're conducting arguably the largest psychological experiment ever. They're just telling you right in your face because we're entering the age of truth. They have to tell you. This will result in a secondary epidemic of burnouts and stress-related absenteeism in the latter half of 2020. Taking action now can mitigate the toxic effects of the lockdowns. In the mid-1990s, France was one of the first countries in the world to adopt a revolutionary approach for the aftermath of terrorist attacks and disasters, which are, manipulation. They're manufactured. All of this stuff is propaganda. Everything that we ever see is a propaganda from hired shills to go and do these things. This is what we need to comprehend. In addition to the medical field, hospital, or triage posts, the French crisis response, including setting up a psychological field unit. So I don't even know how to speak French, but here it is, the COMPS, which is a psychological group for, sending in the psychological group. Great. In the second triage post, victims and witnesses who were not physically harmed receive psychological help and are checked for signs of needing further post-traumatic treatment. In those situations, the World Health Organization recommends protocols like RTEP, the Recent Traumatic Episode Protocol, and GTEP, Group Traumatic Episode Protocol. Do you see what they do? So this dark, insidious force that is always chasing us around the wheel of time creates a problem, elicits a response, as that's the reaction, and then offers a solution. And this is how they've gotten so big with all of these three-letter agencies that are now dominating our world. This is our world, and this is our game, and we are the players in this game. Now, we can choose to write our own script, which means we just go and we start operating the world as we wish, or we can follow the agenda that's put forth by design. I believe that there's some sort of construct to this entire game, that this is a game of our consciousness, and we get to choose how we wish to interact with this illusion that is created for us. So, I've seen it, just these little moments in my own life regarding the moments that I step out of my proverbial box and I co-create with the universe. And what happens is nothing less than amazing. But we have to lose the fear of losing our home, losing our cars, losing our safe space, and just step out and be a part of the cosmic cycle and the cosmic flow of all things. And then we start to awaken to a new concept of reality. It's actually simply quite amazing when you do this, but it means losing the fear of losing your job, for example. Just, doing what it is that you feel like you came here to do. That's really one of the most important things. Like for myself, I feel like I should be out living an adventure instead of, taking care of a physical place that is possessing my time, pretty much. This is why I think that they label this stuff possessions, because it possesses us, and it's like a trick. It's a mind trick to get us to care for these items. And these items are just, they don't really interact with us. They're just there. They're stagnant and still, and they're just, and yes, perhaps we need a home, but what if we all began to open our hearts and our minds to share homes? Like, I'm actually considering putting my house in a trust that has all my friends as the trustees, and no one will own my home. It'll be co-owned by many people. See, this is what thinking outside of the box can do for you. But, with that kind of trust, though, it has to be a private trust, not a corporate trust, which is what the state can create for you through their agents called attorneys. So, being mindful of what true law is, because our common law supersedes any admiralty maritime law out here that we're abiding by. Actually, attorneys are actually corporate entities, as well as the police and the sheriffs and all these. They've actually been overtaken by different corporate conglomerate groups, and they are now on the payroll of these dead speaking entities, which are considered dead legal fictions. And I want everybody to go and do their own research and on their own time for these truths that I've discovered for myself. And I share these little, drops and drips of breadcrumb truth so that people will be curious enough just to go and join the collective of using this technology as a means of education instead of actually just, getting online and being social and, doing things of a mundane manner. I want to use this as carefully as I can and really just to educate my mind more than anything, because I just want to know more truth. It's what I came here for. I want to be better than I was yesterday. And so all of you out there who are listening to my videos, you help me grow. You give me suggestions. You offer valuable information. And I appreciate that, because we can only get better if we share our knowledge collectively. And so that's why I go and I look at these things. And I do get the information, regarding, if you go into like Buddhism, for example, in the Far East, they're teaching you philosophy over the foundations of what we think this reality is. They're giving us the roadmap, per se, about what this world truly is, and they've held on to that knowledge for so very long. It's very old knowledge that they have to offer if we only take the time to listen to their wisdom. And they tell us that, all these experiences that we're having, all these horrors and, psychological warfare and all this, it's emanations from our own minds too, because we help to co-create that reality. But when we see that we are the ones who are creating the chaos in the world, or at least we're co-creating it with others who wish to create chaos, we can actually turn our backs on that chaos, which right now we've been funneling our money into the chaos machine. And we need to change the direction of our energy flow consciously and support each other and our own evolution, whether it's spiritual growth or financial growth or whatever. If we turn our backs on all the rest of the things that we've been pouring our energy into, then, but based on those more conscious decisions, we can co-create a beautiful reality together. And that's what I think is needed more, is for us to focus on, how can I be a change in this world? And as an example, I do things myself in subtle ways. So I go and I let people in front of me in traffic, and especially if I see someone who's having a strife trying to get into the traffic, I will stop in my lane of flow and traffic, and I will let the person cross or get in front of me or wherever they need to go. It's very simple. It doesn't cost me anything but just a few moments of my time. And then, going to restrooms, public restrooms or public places, seeing trash in different places, I just pick it up. I know that people are not conscious right now, and they're not really in a caring sort of heart-based reality. So they just think they're going to throw trash everywhere. For whatever reason, consciously or unconsciously, they're moving about. And for me, I see them as young souls, like they're young. It's like little children, you have to help the little children of the world to learn how to take care of themselves and to respect others. But, and I'm not a saint, believe me, I'm no saint. I don't do it 100% of the time, but most of the time I don't like seeing trash on the ground or anywhere in public spaces. And I'll just pick it up and look for a trash can and put it there. And another thing that I do for my personal trash, I burn it. If it can be burnt, it burns. You know, even if I get something from outside of my home, like if I get something from work and it's something that can be burned, you know, it's some sort of plastic or paper material, I carry it all the way home with me to burn because I feel responsible for it at that point. And just think of what would happen if everybody became responsible for all their own garbage and all their own things. We would have less trash going in the dirt. And the dirt is going to hold it for a very long time. It's going to be toxic for a very long time. If you burn substances, it burns it down to its base element, which is carbon. And there's nothing in this existence that won't burn down. It's just that, you know, things like certain metals and glass takes a lot more heat. So those types of things, unfortunately, I do send to the junkyard, you know, in the trash. We just need more sustainable ideas and ways, and also to share the information regarding free energy technologies that we can imbibe. There's so much that's coming right now. I do believe that there's going to be a major shift in our consciousness to care more about the environment that we live in. Some people are going to need training wheels because they're so lost in the material me mindset, which is considered the satanic mindset. And I know that sounds like a stigma, but it's actually the truth, because Satan is this world. It's a physical plane. It's not, you know, just a monster out there that's waiting to get us. I do believe in dark forces, and I do believe in dark entities, whether they are egregores of our own subconscious mind collectively or not. That is something else. You know, I imagine the Taoists and the Buddhists and all these people over there in the Eastern philosophies would have something more to say about that. But collectively, we can create a beautiful golden spring together. But we have to get more people to become more aware of these types of things. Now, as far as the rulership of this world, I believe we came here to help each other and to help and to step into our true reason why we came here. And I believe that it's each of us that came here for a different purpose to assist in some way, because this is the main message that comes out of all my hypnosis sessions, is that the person who is before me having the session, when I ask them what the purpose is, they say that they came to help. And whether it's helping one person or many people or in whatever way possible, we are supposed to be operating as a collective and not just an independent. And I believe that's what these hard lessons that we go through are actually trying to teach us, is that this is our reality. None of these laws out here apply to us. We have to come back into our conscience of actually operating in virtues and values of what life and true giving type protocols are. You know, instead of this dark mindset of me, mine, you know, being ugly to each other, we can be different. That's a choice. It's a choice to bring your heart back into this reality and to open it up and be more giving and to forgive. Because what I've learned the most from this life is to let go. Like, to let go of so many things means to let go of control, let go of, you know, trying to manage something absolutely and contain it and confine it, and to hold on to all the pain and doubts and suffering and all that. It's about letting go. When you learn to let go, your chakras open up. You let go of pains, you let go of trespasses, you let go of people coming and going from your life. You let go of trying to manipulate and control your life so much that it makes you uncomfortable. When you learn to let go and flow, you find that you become a progenitor of all possibilities. And this is truth. So you guys can go and have a look at what the World Economic Forum has to say about this, because this is, you know, something else. Oh, look, they got ongoing lockdowns. Now, I don't know, what's the date of this? This was in 2020, but they've already said that it's a psychological experiment, and that was in 2020. Lovely, right? I don't guess we ever look at their websites and the things that they have to say. It looks like China and India were the most oppressed, which I think we already know that already. The United States. Anyway, yeah, so you guys can go and look at this. I couldn't believe that they actually said that it was a psychological experiment. It's pretty bad when they put it in our face and we don't listen. So, but yeah, I hope that this video has been of some benefit to you. And I will see you guys on the next one.